There we go. Good evening. Welcome to the special select board meeting. I'm Chris Howe. I am the vice chair, and I will be chairing this meeting. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I know that we have first on the agenda is to set the tax rate, but Mary Lynn, our delinquent tax collector, is here and would like a minute of our time if we could have a motion to do just that.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, motion's been made and seconded to take our delinquent tax collector before starting with the tax rate. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? None.
I just wanted to let you know that we held a tax sale this afternoon,
Oh, wow.
and there were several interested buyers there, and we did sell all 4 properties
Wow.
that we had for sale, and that the current owners, just so everyone knows, do have 1 year to redeem those properties. So, but all 4 were sold at the sale this afternoon.
Wow, very good, Mary Lynn. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Very good. Okay. Everybody got the email from Sally for our municipal tax rate, for our town tax rate. I should say town/school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll entertain a motion. Have it?
I move
Okay.
to set the municipal rate at .4325 per $100 of assessed value, and set the local rate at .00062 per $100 of assessed value, and the school homestead rate at 1.0614 per $100 of assessed value. The school non-residential rate at .9714 per $100 of assessed value, which would make the total homestead rate set at 1.4945 per $100 of assessed value, and the non-residential rate at 1.4045 per $100 of assessed value.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to set the municipal rate at .4325 per $100 of assessed value, and set the local rate at .00062 per $100 of assessed value, and the school homestead rate at 1.0614 per $100 of assessed value. The school non-residential rate at .9714 per $100 of assessed value, which would make the total homestead rate at 1.4945 per $100 of assessed value, and the non-residential rate at 1.4045 per $100 of assessed value. All those in favor? Aye. No one opposed. We have set the tax rate. I have this motion written down for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, to move along, we have also need to ratify the police department. But before we do, can I ask a few questions, please? When did we know we needed somebody? And because you sat in on an interview that I didn't know they were having, and is the I don't know the need. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think that all of us need to know these things before they come to us in an email or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, is there money in the budget for this? And,
I'm assuming so. Should we ask the chief to,
Is she here?
I think so.
That'd be great.
yeah, I mean, I agree to hire this person, and I agree to all the terms. It's just that I think that once we know something, I think we should share it with everybody, because we are a five-person, I almost said a five-man team. I meant no gender in any way.
It's generic.
Kidding. I mean, but I'm all set with going forward if you know, if you think we need her in here?
I'm fine with it. She certainly says that she'd be available for any questions that we might have.
Yeah, we could.
Okay. I would like her to come in.
Let's see if we can-
All right, thanks.
Is Kyle coming?
He was upstairs, yes. So I told him, you know, a few minutes. It won't be long, but he could have a few minutes. I think I keep stealing those there that are supposed to be for Patty, correct?
No, it was just in case you needed it.
All right, well, I'll keep stealing it anyway. You know, I thought that, yeah. Matter of fact, I think I have that written on my little paper. Yep. That I had to write myself. I'm kidding, Katrina.
Well, that's what you get when you call special meetings.
Okay.
Good girl.
She's probably gone home by now, right?
There's an awful lot of cars out there for,
Well, then she's maybe way too busy.
maybe.
Oh, did everybody else get that, town fair thing that's going to be it's gonna be held in Killington?
October,
Yes, October 3rd or something
yeah,
like
that,
that.
you guys are gonna take a bus up to it?
Yeah, are we going to do that? Did
Yeah.
anybody get a hold of, huh? Oh, sure, go ahead, plan something like this and then not be here. Um,
I don't know if anybody's talked to Cookie Allen
yeah,
yet.
I know,
but
because that's gonna have to be
She
talked
doesn't
to.
have email, so I'll just write her out later on that.
Hi, come on up, yes.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to an executive session with the chief on personnel matter and to disclose at this time, which will be detrimental to the town and individuals involved.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion's been made. You want me to read it, Katrina?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3 ayes and no noes.
Hi there.
No, no.
At 5:10.
Somebody else gets-
Not yet.
how we came out of it, we went into an executive session, and I wrote that down, 5:10, and we came out at 5:25 with no action taken, and, hit it.
I move that Chief Mary Beth Hebert proceed with filling a part-time patrol officer position and approve for hire Mr. Evan Martin, starting him at the entry pay grade for patrol officer.
I second that motion.
Did you get that motion?
I didn't yet, but I will. I'll have to dig it in.
Unless you've got it written down. Well, it's been moved to hire Evan, what's his last name? Martin, as a part-time police officer at the entry-level pay grade. And, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed. And it is now official. Okay, now we have, Todd. Yes, come sit up with us.
Are you really? I like him.
Yes, he is. He has to take it off at this table.
It's all right to wear hats indoors as long as it's Red Sox.
That's right.
You did three things.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know Joe and Becky Jakes?
Yes.
She has pancreas cancer.
Do I go to executive session
Or,
on personnel?
well, it's not, it's just
Okay.
using, they want to do a benefit dinner. And we had picked a date, and unfortunately that date is booked at the rec center. And I just didn't know if there was any special things that I had to go through in order to have that dinner at the firehouse.
It was like liability insurance or.
The town has liability insurance, but
Right, I know,
everything's
being that it
covered.
wasn't actually a fire department function, this has, fire department's not paying a dime.
Can you have it here? Is this big enough here?
Is it for the town, or is it, who's putting it
Gentlemen from, they're actually doing a lot of their own work, and doing all their donations, getting all their own donations. The only thing that a lot of businesses require was to have a letterhead of some sort, so I put on my letterhead that I was actually hosting it for them.
Sponsored.
Yeah. SIT, they have connections up there that's gonna take and sell them the chicken, they're gonna come down, they're gonna cook it. They're gonna do, so pretty much everything is being done for them, and we're just there to kinda guide them, because we do dinners all the time. I just wanna make sure there was no, being that it wasn't a fire department function.
Yeah, residents of this town.
Right, and besides that, you're sponsoring them, so that I would assume that would fall under the requirement.
So pretty much what it's gonna be a chicken barbecue.
Mhm.
They had
What's the date?
September 14th, Saturday. They had decided they wanted to do a Chinese auction, but they found out that they have just way too much stuff to auction off. So I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna take and do like the bigger items. They've got some, case of oil or stuff like that. I think they're gonna Chinese auction them, and then maybe bundle some of the gift certificates and stuff like that, and draw them out of the hat.
What do you mean by Chinese
I was
auction?
curious with that.
Where you take and you have, say you have.
Somebody opens up a gift and then another person opens up it, but
No,
he
not
wants what
Chinese
you want?
auction, silent auction.
Silent.
Silent auction, okay. As I was thinking, why are they doing that?
And the long and short thing.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
But yeah, they just ended up getting, they've got like a stack of gift certificates like that, donations. So, and then we're gonna possibly, have Tim Johnson DJ.
Sounds like a fun event.
Joe and Becky personally have done a lot for me. They've helped me out. when
But
I need to.
you'll stay with the no drinking, no smoking?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the drinking part at least. I don't want to I just wanted to make sure I got all my stuff crossed and,
I have no problem with that, I support it highly.
Yep,
okay.
yeah, I definitely support that.
When we, figure out a time, I'll pass along.
Okay.
And I believe it's gonna be, I'm not sure if they set a price for the dinner, or if it's gonna be a donation type of deal. I did express that, we've had better luck with the donation versus a set price.
Yes, I think so too. Mhm.
The town picnic and the last dinner we did was a real big success, so. And hopefully it gets better business for our dinners down the road.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely. I don't think we need a motion, do we? Why don't we do one just to be
I
safe?
move that we authorize Chief Gaben to proceed.
It's been moved and seconded to have Chief Capen proceed with the benefit. All those in favor? Aye. No one opposed.
The rescue truck. We had issues with the rescue truck. The last time with all the electrical issues, it went to the KME,
Oh, yes.
had all that work done to it, spent $21,000 on, well, actually it was $17,500 for insurance and $3,600 roughly for out of the department. It is back at KME. I spoke with Jeff on Saturday, with more electrical issues. And the question is how much money does the town want to dump into this truck?
Is this the big one?
The big rescue truck.
That's not that old.
No, it's a 95. I can kind of give you just a brief rundown.
Wow, it's 18 years old.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Did we buy it new?
No,
Oh.
we bought it-
Are you up on, is a replacement in the works for, in the capital plan, or?
I hadn't got that far yet.
Oh.
Obviously, it's a piece of equipment that we do need. I just don't know if it's gonna nickel and dime the town to death. What's gonna happen now is it's at KME now. John Cameron's the rep that we deal with for all of our big issues. He told me that if we brought it over with a list of everything that's been happening with it, he would try to diagnose the list, call back to see if where we wanna go with it. If we wanna proceed by fixing it, which I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to anyways. And then, fix it, and then hopefully it cures all the problems. That being said, the $21,000 that we just put into it, we're only a matter of $14,000-ish away from what we paid for it. So if this bill comes in, let's say $8,000, that's almost $30,000 that we put into it for time.
How much would a new replacement vehicle run?
It's hard to throw a ballpark out there without.
Do we have the town report, please? I would like to look at it.
Just something that finance committee would ask for guidance.
Absolutely.
How come we don't have one down here?
You know, I've had two
Yeah,
down
just the
here, Chris,
workforce,
and both of them probably, they disappear, don't they?
Yeah.
Going back there.
Yeah, I
So,
think that'd be the
No,
best
that's
bet.
2010. That's 2010, but you could look in at the capital plan and see if there's anything in
What
there.
had happened
Yeah,
is
that's what I
we had
wanted.
the train
I
I
accident.
think that's what you were going for.
Right, I didn't have,
Five Below. the primary
I didn't bring
truck,
any of my stuff with me, so.
Constantly was running. And
They
then,
keep disappearing.
we got it to shut off, drove it back to the firehouse, and then had it in the parking lot. I can't remember exactly what was going on, but it started back up, so we figured we'd bring it inside, put it in the back of the bay, disconnect the power, we'll actually.
Oh, God bless you.
I
Thank
carried
you.
it with me.
In the back of the bay.
Thank you.
So, with that, it just went to more and more. I mean, it's got a circuit board on it that's like 3 feet by 3 feet. It's actually in it's called a Medic Master, which is actually, it's an ambulance. So, I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles and. I mean, I just,
curious.
no, it's fine.
Wires and electronics.
It's an electrician's dream.
Yeah.
Our neck.
Everybody else is.
Yeah, and I can't find the capital
I
plan.
had a car like that once, the battery would drain periodically because of something finally gave up and we could figure it out.
I mean, I'm not saying that these repairs are gonna be anywhere near $8,000, but it's, you know, like electrical work is, it's so hard to.
It's over there now.
Yeah.
And to give you any idea how long it would take for him to go through with it?
Jesse's gonna give him a call in the morning, and then he wants to start right as soon as he can.
Looking into the problem.
Yeah, according to the capital plan, it doesn't even, well, it just started, and it isn't in this year. So last year was, they put in 12,000. In fiscal year 12-13, they'll put another 12,000 in it. So, so you only have 24,000, if not.
As of right now.
As of right
As of
now.
right, 12,000 right now, 24 to be put in.
That would've started
it's
July 1st, so yeah.
So yes, you have 24,000, but it's saying that you need 125,000. So I'm wondering if maybe you shouldn't go to the capital plan or the finance committee and maybe kick that up a notch or two or three, you know?
Because I know some of the talk has been downsizing, not have such a large truck. But other than that, this is, you know, far as we've gotten for, you know, it's something that we'll have a conversation about in the back of the bays after call or something like that, but we really haven't sat down and discussed. I just wanted to come to you guys with this now versus, you know, hey, we're dumping.
Well, I do think that it's something that you need to move forward with, and because it doesn't even give a projected year of when you need it. Oh, yeah, excuse me, it does. It says 2025, 26, but that's,
It's a 95.
but it's a 95, international, right? 85. Yeah, and so, I mean, that seems like an impossible wait.
30 years.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
What are the
a long
guidelines?
time.
20
Yeah.
is max for what?
A long time
I
after.
don't.
Like, I looked here and I couldn't find it, and then I see I was looking under
It's a
something.
high-use
but-
truck, too.
Yeah, it is a high-use truck.
See, that's where everybody's opinions vary at the firehouse.
Say what now?
If they needed one that large of
Oh, I see.
unit.
My personal, it's nice to have the inside storage, but I don't think we need a 12-foot locker or walk-in. You know, it's 12 feet tall. But, you know, I'm not high on the EMS side of it where, like JJ or Chris Hilton or Mike Wall, you know. So-
Yeah, they know, they would know, and I think I would tend to probably lean to what they're thinking, because if they feel that they need to get in there and be able to walk in and do this and that, whether it needs to be 12 feet tall, I don't think one of them is 12 feet tall, but if it needed to be 7 feet or something like that, that's a different story, and that could be coming down a little bit
I
and
think,
make a smaller truck.
I think the light that you walk in is actually from the back door to the front is 12 feet.
Oh, that's it, it goes kind of high.
10 feet
Yeah.
tall.
10 feet tall, well, even at that, you know, I mean, bend over. No,
Todd,
Sorry.
Todd, you mentioned insurance paid for 17,500
Yeah.
of it. Is insurance paying for any portion of this?
We haven't got that far yet. I have talked to Ed Johnson. I'll be honest, I started with Ed first because Ed's a little easier to deal with sometimes than a KME rep, but
Who's
He said-
Ed? I'm sorry, who is Ed?
he's part of the insurance company. He's actually the one that I dealt with the first time. He's saying that it's one of them fine lines. Is it existing or is it new? So, I mean, we're kind of like in lingo right now.
But I would-
So was it okay after it was originally fixed, okay for a while, or was it never really okay?
That whole truck has never really been okay. You know, there's been, you know, little things here that, you know, has happened. and, you know, we fixed it. The reason why it's over there now is because last Wednesday night, the guys went out and ran it, and then they shut it off, and they did something outside of it. They went back in to start it, and it wouldn't start. It wouldn't even power up, because we have a master switch to turn the power on.
Which is concerning if you have a rescue vehicle that
Won't
doesn't start up.
Right,
You know, so.
and you need that equipment at calls, you do.
It sat in the parking lot for a little bit, and then by the time Jesse got up there, turned the power on, it had started.
Mm.
I mean, I guess we've had times where we've been going to a call and using the sirens, but the red light won't work. You know, so it's just,
Is that the same problem it was having before you sent it?
yeah, it's all, you know, it's gotta be all electrical, you know?
Electrical.
Some of the things, like, the scene lights, I think they said one of the scene lights would come on, and then when you flip the switch on, then you flip the switch on and they get brighter. So, I mean, that,
So you had all of these peculiarities documented and,
yeah, and then,
because otherwise it just, you know, somebody would just keep chasing.
yeah, exactly. I think, all of our apparatus is valuable, but I think that truck is the most valuable because we run, you might as well say 80% of our calls are, if not 90% of our calls are medicals. You know,
I mean, not necessarily fire, but a medical
Mhm.
situation.
When you go to an accident with your trucks, do the insurance companies reimburse you?
so, long conversation we can have after.
Okay. I'd like to have that
We-
conversation, because it's.
We had, I think Dave's last year's chief, Dave and I had actually come to the board with putting together an ordinance to be able to charge for like nuisance calls and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know, I remember that because I was one of the ones that had asked for a couple of things to be changed on there, and it came back and it was the same ordinance. I wasn't against the ordinance, and I don't believe the board was, but the changes weren't made. And that was the only thing I had, because who's going to, what my problem of an ordinance was, and I'll tell you right out forthright, because it still is a bother to me, is who is going to be the person that says whether a call is a nuisance or not.
And I wasn't talking
And-
nuisance calls, I was talking like, when I run into Katrina outside, and so the fire department comes because there might be some gas or something. Can you charge my insurance company for your time? So I wasn't
Yes,
thinking
no,
nuisance.
but I mean, I know, but see, he went off onto that ordinance thing, and I think it's a good idea to have an ordinance, but there is a way to, you know, that has to be.
I don't think I was part of the first time it was brought to you guys.
Because, like, I agree with her, you know, rescue gets to bill our insurance companies for our rescue.
Only if they
Only
transport.
if they transport.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say, that would be a thing that we could have looked into, but you don't transport.
Right.
And I know this is something that's around the state, this is coming up. Most municipalities feel that their municipality, fire departments, if they're needed there, then they should be there.
Right.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that one too. Yeah, but I think that, you know, I think that's something you should think about and consider, is looking that ordinance over and having Jeff help you with it or whatever if you need, and bring it back again. Nobody said it was done, nobody.
Oh, well, no,
And I think it's a good idea, and I think
I
we should.
understand that.
It's a way to get reimbursed.
I was asked to come and I didn't realize what it would turn into. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with revisiting that.
Yeah, I think it's a grand idea.
It was September 3rd, 2011. I actually have it here, I can send it to you, so you can look at it again. What's that?
Could you send me a copy?
Yeah.
please?
See that?
It's real on top of stuff.
Yep, yeah, she is. She's very good.
But,
I appreciate her. I know you do. I have mine too, it was a medical thing because of.
It was.
Yes, it was, because it was, the glucagon shot was what I was more interested in. That, that's a expensive shot. And I have someone in my household that may need it now and then.
The concern was.
Although
if-
now I have it and I
Oh,
give
not
it when
really.
I need
Yeah,
to.
if I remember correctly, the concern was that they
Medical.
didn't want somebody to feel like they couldn't call in case of a medical
Right.
emergency because they
Of course.
couldn't afford to call.
That's right.
That was where I think the crux of most of it was.
Yep, it was the medical calls.
Yep.
But anyway, I do think because of this, need year 2000, what did I say, 2025, 2026,
That's not
that's,
realistic.
that isn't realistic on that truck. So, although we have started now, getting the money, I just think it needs to be amped up and the amount needs to be amped, so we can get it, think about it, because it's gonna run us money.
If I move that Todd requests some guidance, or we all request some guidance from the finance committee on this specific project, that be a reasonable
So-
course of action.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I move
Okay,
that,
it's been moved and seconded that we move forward with, say that again?
Request some guidance
Request
Request
guidance
from the finance committee
Finance Committee. Mhm.
on this specific rescue.
on the rescue truck
Right.
project.
It's, it says Rescue One, it's 95 International. And it's been moved and seconded, all in favor?
I-
Aye, no opposed. Anything else there?
Yeah, I think we have one other thing. Madam Chair, I move that we go into executive session with Chief Capen on personnel matter, disclosure of which at this time might be detrimental to the town and/or individuals involved.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to go into executive session on a personnel matter, the disclosure of which at this time might be detrimental to the town and/or individuals involved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed. Here, Kat, you better take this back
Yeah.
before I forget it and it gets stuck here and you lose this one. Thank you.
It's got this called, old fashioned gas mask exploration.
Oh, really?
To get it-
All right, went into executive session at 5:36, according to Sandy.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
And came out at 6:35, no action taken. The last thing, and I guess it would be under new business, old business, I have nothing unless somebody else does. Jeff? Under new business, I have, a question was brought up about assistant town clerk, that she's been here quite a while as assistant town clerk. I don't know how many years ago.
Long time ago, should have been paid as an assistant town clerk.
Yeah.
She was.
And she's not being paid as a town, assistant town clerk, so, I think that maybe,
Can I make the motion that we pay her as an assistant town clerk? That's what she should have been paid.
I think you can,
So moved.
To-
I
How
know.
far back?
Effective when?
Yeah.
she
Effective now, and then see if
Yes.
we can retroactive something if we have the funds. But
Yeah.
at least effective immediately.
The thing is that I haven't, well, you can go ahead and second it so we
Yeah,
can,
I'll
because we can
second
drop it,
that.
we can say no if we don't want to, but to discuss it, let's get it on the floor. I was thinking, I think that's a good idea, and I thoroughly agree. The thing is, it's quite a bit of jump. And it should be first quartile, beginning, I think it's entry. But did we budget that? Did we budget at the rate she gets now?
You cut some of your budget, and I don't remember exactly where that was, that you cut
I
some of
cut
it.
it from town clerk because it's gonna be a new town clerk.
Okay. That was my only, I wasn't quite clear. I knew you would cut some of it, but I didn't know where. And I think you probably budgeted at what her current rate is with the COLA already included in that. Sally probably gave you the numbers for where she currently is and the raise, the COLA raise. I don't imagine she budgeted any higher than that.
It should have been, I mean, it was brought up before, and I thought that it had been taken care of before.
We just, that's only right. I mean, if it's an assistant, if we go by the grid, which we are supposed to be going by the grid, she's never been, well, she was a temporary to begin with.
She has always been an assistant town clerk.
So, well, motion is on the floor to pay, what's her last name?
I know Lindquist.
Lindquist. Ina Lindquist at the entry level, which would be the first quartile of assistant town clerk, effective immediately, and then we could discuss it further. It's been seconded as well. All those in favor? Aye. Motion has carried. No opposed.
And thank you for bringing it up.
And that's all I had. There's no media. So,
No, he got the the municipal tax rate numbers from me,
yeah.
so he's all set.
For the Madam Chair, I move that we adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.